Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Joe here from Merch University, and me and Amy, we are starting the Merch Print on Demand chat. So, how's it going, Amy?
It's going great. Doing good. How about you, Joe?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Just
Q4 in
been
it.
Q4 in it, and actually, I mean, just there's like so much going on. I mean, just like personal stuff and just business stuff and just running around. Lots of running around. So.
Yeah, I hear you. Welcome, everybody joining in the chat. I've got flies in my office. Becky. Oh, cool. Hey, Becky. So I'm here to soak up the knowledge like a big old sponge. Yeah, guys, if you have any questions, post them in there. Just keeping it loose, pretty much.
Yeah, we don't have any plans. We just kind of want to come on and do like maybe I think me and Amy was talking about it recently, but maybe we could just do like a weekly chat just for a few minutes on Wednesdays or something, just to come talk to you guys. So
Coffee talk.
yeah,
I don't drink
definitely.
coffee though, but
Oh, you
maybe
don't.
you. No.
I actually have some orange juice from this local place called Brom. So
Nice. I got my giant canteen over here.
I was actually drinking coffee early. I drink coffee early in the mornings. Now I've been drinking it for like a year now. And if I don't drink it, man, I could tell.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, this has like an effect. I mean, it wakes me up though.
I don't drink coffee, but I do take like supplements that have green tea extract, and I
Oh,
think like
okay.
they probably have like coffee bean extract in it, but it's for like
Yeah.
energy and muscle recovery. So,
Yeah.
which if
What
you work out
time?
a lot.
What time do you start working on like merch, like in the mornings or whatever?
um, I mean, my day kind of starts out with like personal development, and I
Okay.
do reading and meditation and prayer time, and then I just sort of relax into my breakfast time. I clean up the house a little bit in the mornings, just kind of wake myself up, and then I'll sit down with like my journal and just kind of write things out. Like I talked about yesterday on my Power Punch Live about writing how I want my life to be, and so I try to do that every morning first thing, because if you write that first, then your actions for the day will go in a different route. So
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like even in the mornings, if I'll talk to my wife and like, oh, what are we gonna do today? And I'll write it down sometimes, and then I'll have that so I can accomplish that for the day. So
yeah, I recommend that everybody like write down like the specific actions. And I think I mentioned too on one of my videos about only doing like 6 a day. Like it's some
mhm.
reason, and multiple people I've studied and read books on and whatnot, they're like 6 action steps. Like something about the number 6, if you can accomplish those in a day, and of course focus on that one thing, which is a fantastic book. I've been rereading that for like the 10th time. The One Thing by Gary Keller.
Yeah, I think reading books and listening to people, that's like great. That's like great motivation for me to do. So I really like it.
Yeah. And like as far as like time to work, I mean, I don't have like a I have to be at my desk by 9 a.m. kind of thing. I do like little chunks throughout the day. And that way I can kind of get my walk in, my hour walk every day. And I'm 4 days of the week I'm going to the gym. So I try to put those together kind of and just knock it out, because if you feel better, like you do better. So starting that out right.
It's the day of gym day.
No, actually, it worked out to like to get on with you, because I didn't have that plan, and like I have a coaching call this afternoon, so I was like, man, this worked out good. I don't have to worry about squeezing in the gym there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's see. Dang, there's a lot of people here. He's saying
Wow. Yeah, we do.
Matthew Pate, what's up? Heather the reseller, what's going on?
Flippin' Hustler says Napoleon Hill's a favorite. Yeah, same here. I was reading Think and Grow Rich this morning, actually.
I love
Yeah,
Think and Grow Rich. Yeah.
Esther Hicks. Yeah, agreed, Becky. Ryan's got almost the same giant water bottle.
Hey, Eliza, that's pretty good. I have Canva ready in case of inspiration.
Oh
You know
wow,
what?
nice.
That's kind of funny because I don't know if you guys know. I mean, you guys probably know. His name's Jay Reed. He's like an artist, illustrator, and he's in all the groups pretty much. But I was looking at somebody was asking about his work, or he posted something, and I was asking him, I was like, I was looking at his work, and then just like, man, I bet he'd be really cool at designing this. And like, I had him design something for me, and I wasn't even planning on that or anything. And like, you never know when like inspiration is just gonna hit you from out of nowhere. So
yeah. So he designed something for you and you put it up on merch?
yeah, he put it up on merch. I ended up putting it up on merch. Yeah.
Nice. That's cool. And so you wouldn't even think like other people in the community would do that, but I mean, reach out, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I actually wasn't even planning on asking him. I just kind of randomly, he was talking to somebody else on another like, post, and I just kind of clicked on his link because somebody asked for it, and I was like, man, he draws some awesome stuff. I was like, oh, I have an idea. I wonder if he would do it. So I just messaged him, and it was done, pretty much.
Nice. That's a really good idea, because I know a lot of people are looking for quality illustrators, and if you kind of know the person, a little bit more legit than hiring someone off the cuff.
Yeah, I would suggest him highly. He is good.
Nice.
His work is amazing.
Does he charge based on like complexity, or is it just like flat price?
Yeah, it's just like different prices. You just have to ask him.
Okay. So. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm kind of like wondering about like for Q1, of investing in some illustrations or learning more about like typography, because I still see a ton of typography style, just text shirts selling.
Yeah. So that's really cool. Matthew Pay says I'm 11 sales away from tearing up to 2,000.
Nice. Right? That's really good. I can't wait to tear up too. I'm kind of in that midway zone of, on the way to 8K.
I have been kind of sad this month because this lady named Helen beat me to 6,000.
Dang you, Helen.
Dang you, Helen.
Helen was on a roll. She was like trying to stay up all night and everything.
I know. I think like the next day after she won, I was like, I'm so glad it's over because I haven't hit it yet. And so, I think I didn't upload for like one day. I was like, oh my gosh.
Helen.
It shows you like how much time you spend on things when like you're challenged against somebody. So
yeah, the accountability partner kind of thing.
And I mean, I probably wouldn't have got that as much done as I did, without that challenge. It was good to have a challenge.
Yeah. No, it's like when there's somebody like running right behind you, like it's kind of like you don't want to look like a dope, So I read or I think I heard about it somewhere. It was like Tony Robbins' video. He was talking about Roger Bannister that broke the 4-minute mile. And he was like, other people tried it. Like they're like, even despite what the doctor said of you can't do it, it's physically impossible. But other people tried it and they failed. And he said the way Roger did it was he had pacers. So like he was running and then like halfway through the mile, and he's following someone else, they're kind of pacing. And then halfway through, that guy's tired. So another guy comes running in front of him and pushes him the last couple minutes of the mile. So that's how he was able to do it, because somebody was like, beating him basically. I'm like, man, that's really like clever,
Yeah, and like right after he won, like I mean, like all these people just started hitting that underneath that 4-minute mile. So.
Because the belief was there. Like before that, it's like, how do you do something nobody's ever done? Like how do you believe that it's even possible?
Yeah. So and it's almost like that for merch, and I think here's like actually a big thing that I always thought of, like, how high can you get on merch, and then you see like Amy post like she hit 100K. You're like, oh, okay.
It's possible. I mean, one day
it's possible. Yeah.
Tier.
I know I'm only on the 1,000 tier, but that's possible.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Hopefully, we'll get a whole bunch of people like maybe next year where they're like, I hit 100K, I hit 100K, I hit 100K. And so.
Yeah. Well, and I think my thoughts are that they're gonna do away with the tiers altogether and just have it like just open field, and at some point they're not going to flag you. Like if you try to upload 200 a day, they're not going to flag you or anything like that. I just think they're still in the growing stages, of the technology it takes to set up merch on the back end,
Exactly.
Like, I don't think people realize, they think like you can just flip on a switch and they can change everything on merch. Like, oh, we can change putting all the products on one page, you know, one upload. Like that's just gonna happen overnight. Like it doesn't it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I'm ready just to put one design up, and then hope if it goes on like all your channels, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Well, I think it's coming. I mean, we got a chance to kind of talk in Seattle, you know, directly to the merch people, and they're listening. You know, it's like one fire at a time that they can work on, you know, and they put that one out, and maybe this year we'll all be super happy if that one fire is, you know, not going to be a freeze. So, like I've been saying this from the beginning. If people expected a freeze, it's going to happen. But like, if we don't expect it, if we say, no, they'll figure it out, it's going to work out. And then next thing you know, like they're posting that thing on the dashboard about no freeze. I was like, that's right.
That's good. I'm glad hopefully there's not going to be no freeze. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
I think the more people that expect it to be smooth sailing will, you know, it'll be better. Heather says mind is powerful. This is truth. This is truth.
Exactly. What's up, 3C?
Oh, that's Teresa. Teresa.
Yeah, Teresa. Yeah.
What's up, Teresa? Eric B, do you use designs from font bundles and design bundles? I do not. And Joe, you've got your own design thing going.
Yeah, designs from font bundle. No. Well, you know what? I have used designs from Creative Market, and actually had one like take off really good. So, but anytime if I ever buy like a design from somebody, I try to just to change it up some way. So
yeah, that's a good idea. I mean,
unless it's like somebody I know who's like, okay, we're not reselling this to anybody, but you know, like I bought a design off Etsy before that's done really well, and I make sure to check it's nowhere else, or even if it is somewhere else, I'll change it up like crazy. So
yeah, no, that's a smart way to do it, because I mean, it's just kind of a common sense, right? If there's like 100 people buying the same design.
mm-hmm.
I think, is that Carly? Falk X6. What's up, Mickey?
When I very first started, I got I used this graphic. It wasn't even really part of the main part of the design, but it was from Pixabay. But I used it, but I changed it up, and actually that design sold really well, and I was like, oh, this is awesome.
Nice. Isn't it funny when like the simple stuff like that sells?
It was mainly that graphic, and then like all text rest. So.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. Like, something I struggled with in the beginning was overcomplicating it and having these really, or trying to have these really like in-depth designs, because I was looking at Teespring and the kind of stuff that was selling on Shopify and, you know, stuff like that. And I'm like thinking, oh, you got to stand out. You got to stand out. But on merch, it's quite different. It's like a different style that sells. And it's not overdone and crazy graphics.
I was reading something on Amazon, and I think it kind of had to do with merch, but it was I don't know if it was from the actual merch people, but what it was saying is like about Amazon customers, what they look at is really the design, and they look at the price, and they don't really, that's kind of it, you know. So.
Mm-hmm. Like those heat maps that they can study where people are reading on the web page.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty surprised. I know it's a tool you can use if you have a Shopify store. You can install a heat map and see where people are hovering and what they stay on and click on. And yeah, I agree. It's something that, you know, I think we're missing on merch is the ability to kind of really brand ourselves, because people do actually click on like if you have something like about us or our story or something like that, people actually really want to hear about that. You know, and if you had like a field for all your stuff, you know, and people could see like your store, which I haven't gotten into looking at, but have you looked at the Amazon store, how to set up a storefront?
No, I haven't looked at it yet.
I'm wondering if
I've seen other stores, but I haven't looked at making one.
Yeah. Anybody in the chat done that? Becky says, my first sale, silhouette with a pattern fill and 2 lines of A Christmas Carol. Simple. Nice.
Yeah, silhouettes, they sell. I mean, that's what kind of, I do that all the time.
Mm-hmm. Walmart starting their own POD thing. I'm reading Aaron's comment. What's NWA? I don't know what that means. The home of Walmart. Oh, Northwest Arkansas. Then I want to see if I can get in someone's ear at Walmart about starting their own POD thing.
They have a thing where you can list on Walmart, I think. Okay.
Yeah, you know, I applied for that, and the application was really long, like 45 minutes, and they wanted like everything but my blood type, and then they never responded. I'm like I've run my own Shopify store, I have a brand, you know, this and that, and they're just like crickets. Like never heard from them again. I don't think the people that sell like print on demand, I don't think they do very well on Walmart's site. Their site is clunky. I mean,
Yeah,
they
it
aren't
is.
at all. Teresa says, I have a dilemma. My best-selling niche and brand that I'm trying to start on Etsy and then a Shopify store has over 500 copycats all over the internet. Holy cow. Should take time to fill out takedowns. Teresa, are you talking about all your stuff being copycatted or like one design? Because I mean,
she says her best-selling niche and brand.
I'm wondering like how many designs in that? Because I mean, if you got, here's the thing, you're going to be copycatted no matter how many takedowns you do. Like, especially when you have a Shopify store and people can search for like Facebook ads and see your Facebook ad and see you have a ton of likes and shares. Oh, they're selling. Okay, I'm going to rip off their design. I'm going to throw it up on Teespring. I'm going to throw it up on Sunfrog. Like, I wouldn't even worry about it, Teresa. I would just brand yourself.
You know what? What you're talking about, I have that program. So.
What's that?
Where you can look at all the likes and shares and stuff.
Oh, like yeah.
So do you? You have it too. It's at merch. It's the Merchant Former Hunter, Facebook Hunter.
Oh, that one. Yeah. Okay.
That's what that is.
You're right. It basically is.
And now it's upgraded where you can actually like target like keywords. So
the best defense is a good offense, right? Like if you're just consistently pumping out new stuff that's amazing that your audience loves, then you don't have time to worry about copycats on your older stuff. Yeah. You know? You just got to be like one step ahead all the time.
I haven't like asked somebody to take something down. I think off of Teespring like earlier this year, but before that, I haven't really even had it. I mean, I know I have copycats, but I haven't. You know, none of them have really been on merch. If they are on merch, I could tell that they changed it up. So there's nothing I can do. So.
Yeah, I mean, guys, this is the nature of print on demand. Like, it's very easy to make very similar, if not exact copies of your stuff. If you want to be more unique, start branding yourself off of Amazon and get your own store going and get unique products, you know, or even start on Etsy.
That's why once I have like a shirt that's selling a lot, I become my own copycat. So
there you go.
I had this one selling shirt that started selling really well. It's just like a phrase. That's all it was, like a 5-letter phrase, 5-word phrase. And then it started selling really well. And I made like 20 copies of it in different fonts. And then those started selling too. So I was like, all right, it's good.
Yeah. It's funny too, because you can really milk it if it's good, you know. It doesn't matter at one point, it doesn't matter what product even you put it on. Like if you're doing like mugs or different clothing types that are available on Amazon.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff to do. This one time I made this design. I kind of did like a collaboration. And it was like a graduation shirt. And after it started selling really well, I just Googled it, and it was on like 36 different websites. Like, I don't know, they probably weren't selling, but
yeah,
it was crazy.
That's funny too. Okay. Like, just I don't know what you can do with a design that's text in sense of like changing one word, you know, and just really coming up with some unique stuff. Yeah, Teresa, I'd say just go with it. Like, don't worry about these copycats. It's holding you back from potential sales just by thinking about it.
I mean, just think if you took like 2 or 3 hours just to focus on your copycats, just think of how many designs you could be uploading. You know?
Yeah. And if you're going like on Etsy, like just take down the people on Etsy that you feel like I've ripped it off. Don't worry about the hundreds of others on the internet.
Yeah, if it's on merch, you know, I'll take it down if it's the exact copy. But other than that, I don't care.
like you don't get to the high tier levels on merch by worrying about copycats. You know what I mean? Like I spend 0.01% of my time to look for stuff on merch that's ripped off my design. And that's only because like if I'm selling something for a long time and then all of a sudden it kind of drops off, I know I've got a copycat out there. You know, and if it's direct pixel for pixel, you know, of course I'm going to report it. But other than that, if they've changed it in some way, I mean, I do the same stuff, right? Like, you're gonna be like trying to take down everything that's close.
Yeah, you can't, can't do it. So,
Are you on Etsy, Joe?
yeah, a little bit.
Okay. You're not really like super focused on it?
Not really. No. I mean, I had some stuff on there. I put it on there, and I use like promoted listings and stuff. So, yeah.
I think with Etsy, like the key is to consistently upload like every day because like if I have a streak of, it's kind of quiet, I know it's because I'm like my VA actually does the work. And if she takes a couple of days off, like I'm like, dang it, like I see a difference. Like the sales go down, They literally want you to upload new stuff all the time.
Are you using promoted listings too?
Yeah, I am. I mean, it's a hit or miss, it's not like a guarantee or anything. Just kind of like AMS, you try it, see if it works.
I tried, I was doing lots of shirts for a while, and then I started doing like those onesies, those bodysuits.
Yeah.
And those just like took off for me. So I
like for the kids?
Yeah, the kids.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah. So people, if you're on Etsy, if you're not making any bodysuits, you better get on that.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I think for last Q4 it was really good for me. It was like a nice extra income along with merch. And I think this year's gonna be even better. I mean, I have more listings up, although not like a ton more, because what's the point of having stuff up that doesn't sell? I mean, I'm not going to pay to renew, every 4 months.
And I've also sold like phone cases too on Etsy too. So yeah.
Oh, cool.
And actually, what I put on, like when I was making for pop sockets, I was putting like pattern stuff on pop sockets, and those were selling for me. So I was like, hey, I wonder if the same pattern would work on a phone case on Etsy, and it did. So.
Nice. Cool. Guys, you need to be taking notes. We're like giving away some jewels here.
Especially do it. And I'm probably missing out by not putting there's like socks. I should start making patterned socks, I mean, there's like tons of stuff I need to start doing.
Who was it? There's a couple of sites out there like that had some specific to Christmas stuff. I can't remember if Printful put out something like they have like Christmas stockings or something. Did I see that somewhere?
I don't know. I think Printful comes out with all kinds of stuff, so I have to check it out.
Yeah. Teresa says I need help with my mindset because I'm kind of ticked off. Teresa, just like stop focusing on it. Like don't even talk about it. Don't think about it. Don't look up the people copying your stuff. Just focus on new content. Like when I get bummed or whatever and things aren't necessarily going the route I want, then I know I have to think about something different and just keep going. Like keep taking action in some form because that shifts your focus,
Yeah, and everybody who has like a great selling design, it's all being knocked off. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the way it is, unfortunately.
Yeah, so I mean, there's nothing you can do about it, but you can, the only thing you can do is move on and make your own copycats, like I said, or you can, start making new designs. But that's my suggestion is to be your own copycat.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard that from multiple people too, like that sell well in merch, and they're just like, I just keep like saturating the market with my stuff.
It keeps selling. It works. And then that way, and it actually kind of, you don't have to think of a new idea. You don't have to do it's already done for you. Mm-hmm. You already know what's selling and you just remake what's already selling. So.
And if that phrase is something you could scale, like take it and go into a totally different niche, if you think the phrase is what helped make sales in that particular niche. Like if you're in like I don't know, like the wine niche and the phrase is really funny, you think you could turn it around for beer or something, then do that.
Yeah, that's the one thing I've always heard since I've been on merch is like, if you find a good phrase, you can make it for like all kinds of niches and stuff. So.
Yeah, and then realize, some stuff won't take off, but the chance of the more you do, the more chances. Like I did the same thing with journals. If I had like a good phrase, I just picked every idea around that, whether it was like sports or something like that. Like went through every one of them. I said, what does it take? Like 2 seconds to change the text, So my designer changes the one word. All of a sudden, we got a new niche for a new journal.
Yeah, I've been putting out some journals this week. I kind of been focusing on that because I kind of took my focus off it for a while, but I was like, hey, I want to get back into it. So
yeah, journals is picking up for me. I'm on CreateSpace and KDP Print, and now's the time. Like, I didn't really get on it until January of last year, so I missed like last Q4 because I was just doing merch, and I was doing Amazon and Shopify primarily, and a little bit of Etsy. And then this go around, I'll have like way more journals to have in my repertoire.
hey, AAAW. I don't know what that stands for, but anyways, did you try promoted listings on Etsy? Because if you didn't, that's probably, I'd try promoted listings. That's what I would suggest.
And run a sale on your store. Like I have an ongoing sale of like 10% off, and you can only set it for like a month at a time, but just when it ends, just set another one.
Yeah, that's it. That's the other tip I've heard. Everybody has a sale all the time.
Mm-hmm. And also, how many listings do you have up? Because I've seen a lot of people say I haven't made any sales and they have like 10 products on an Etsy store. So keep putting up stuff. It said, yes, tried, but sale not. Yeah. So how many products then? Teresa said, my game plan with Etsy is one general store with only one product, and one brand store is one niche with different products. Yeah, I think having multiple Etsy stores is good. Mine's kind of general right now, but I'm slowly shifting it to kind of like the idea of a general store with one product.
Mine's pretty much all over the place too. So.
And you get to like a ceiling, I think, with trying to be in too many different niches and too many different products. You're going to hit a ceiling with your sales because people want, like on Etsy, they want that small business branded kind of feel, and they want to feel like they're supporting, the small business owner basically. And Bojo asked, is it possible to use Google AdWords to promote merch listings? Oh, no, probably.
I don't know. Maybe, I'm sure.
I wouldn't waste my money personally. I would focus on AMS for that.
Focus on AMS. On Etsy, they do have a Google where you can sell, like, I guess, put your ads get put on, or your items get put on Google. I turned that on, and I probably spent like $10. I know I probably spent like $20, and I got one sale, and I turned it off.
I didn't find it useful either. What I did was they gave me $100 Google AdWords credit, and they said as long as you keep your budget at like $5 a day or something, then you can use this credit. So I did, and I did it last Q4. Same story. Like if I had spent that out of my own pocket, I would have been like negative like $35 or something. So they're not the most targeted, I think.
Yeah.
World Class said, I can't get it to stop showing that I have 0 sales. I don't know how to turn that thing off either, that under your Etsy shop that says how many sales you have. Like I've turned it off, and it just keeps showing. I don't know why. But that's kind of frustrating.
I haven't got a lot of reviews, but I've gotten a lot of like 5 stars on things. I'm like, I'm like, okay, you got a 5-star, but I didn't get no review. I mean, like an actual review. I mean, it shows up as a review, but
I think it just comes with sales, because like I didn't really worry about it at first, and I just started getting them, and then more people started putting comments like great experience, great for custom order, whatever. So it's actually really helpful because people want to trust you before they buy there, even though they're on Etsy. Like they know they're buying from an individual seller. So. Although some people, like somebody thought they could return a shirt and they tried to send it to Etsy itself. And I was like, first of all, I don't take returns. Second of all, no, Etsy did not ship the shirt for you. It was funny. I ended up giving her a credit. So if anybody like runs into that and they don't want to accept returns, which I suggest you don't, just offer a credit like for another product that they might want or a different size or something. Just be like, here's a 30% off coupon. Most people are like, oh, okay, cool. Because you go to the store, and if you're outside of like that return window, you know, they're just going to be like, sorry, good luck, see ya. You know, they're not going to,
Yeah.
oh, here's a, you know, 30 or 40% off coupon, go buy what you want. No.
I even turned on Etsy if they come into my store, if they do that, put it in the shopping cart and then they don't buy. I have that thing on where it
Abandoned
can
cart.
send them a message. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's unfortunate about that campaign? Because I was looking at it and I'm like, I know I have like a ton of abandoned carts because I think there's somewhere you can see it. And I messaged Etsy and I was like, hey, how come only like 5 messages this month went out when I have like 35 cart abandonments? And they were like, oh, well, we try not to send more than 1 email a day to an Etsy customer. So if somebody else, like if they went to someone else's store, like they went to your store and they added to cart and left, they'd send your email. But then if they went to my store and did the same thing the same day, they wouldn't send my email because they don't want to like bombard them with sales messages, which I understand. But at the same time, it's like you're missing out on sales. You know what I mean? You really are.
Well, I'm paying for that. Well, I'm paying for it, but it actually doesn't cost that much. It's really cheap. So.
Yeah, I mean, I have my budget set really high because I was like, I want as many, you know, messages sent as possible, and they send like just a handful a month, and I'm like, dang. Trish says I've been putting a lot of work into my Etsy shops, cleaning them up, cover, banner, research. Cool, paying off, doing better on Etsy than merch. Nice. Yeah, for anybody feeling like kind of frustrated with merch, like they don't know what to do, get on Etsy and start doing your stuff. Like start learning how to build a brand, how to do customer service. If anybody really wants to take print on demand to a different level, you got to learn this stuff. Like I learned it in the trenches having a Shopify store. You know, it was an interesting experience. I still have my stores. I'm just not actively running ads though.
What did they say? 2 class? Oh, they had 21 sales. AAAW.
Can you read?
Or not 21 sales, but 21 listings.
Oh yeah, get more listings. That's not enough. You need like a minimum of 50 to even get in the game with Etsy. He said I had someone ask me 100 questions and still didn't buy. Yeah, I've gone to the point of multiple times creating custom designs for people and then they don't buy. Like, here's what I do. I make sure they're committed by if they ask a question, they say, hey, can you make this shirt say grandma instead of grandpa? I'll write back and I'll ask another question and I'll say, okay, sure. What color do you want it in and what size do you want it in? That way they commit a little bit more to actually like answering your response. Cause I've done it before where I just said, sure, I'll send you a listing, you know, and then I do it and they don't even respond ever. So you could do that. Or number 2, you could be like, yeah, I charge a, you know, $10 deposit or something. Like make them commit up front and have like a dummy listing set up where they have to put down a deposit or something like that. I've heard people do that because they got kind of tired of doing custom stuff and then people not buying it.
Yeah, that would suck.
Helen's making variations of her top sellers. It's working well. That's awesome, Helen.
Can you share them so we can know what they are?
Yeah. AAA, what under what in Etsy? Are you at, so for the favorites, people that favorite, and you can send them a coupon. It's under, I believe it's under marketing in your Etsy shop.
I think so too.
What is it, like sales and coupons or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
And you can Google it, and Etsy's really good about having their tutorial stuff pop up at the top of Google. Because I've found how to do a bunch of stuff on Etsy just by Googling it.
What is he talking about? Real people mock-ups are just products hanging and laying on the floor.
I've heard the products on like a background work better. I'm kind of doing a mix. Like some of the stuff I'm selling has people in it, but like the product is more the centerpiece, if that makes sense. I think both can work. Knowing your audience type, you know, like Joe, if you were doing like football, right? Like you're not going to have some dude like, yeah, like with his football shirt. You're just going to show the like football shirt, you know? Dudes don't want to look at other dudes. Like,
no, they don't. If I do put a model, I'll put like a, you know, male and female. So
yeah.
Put like a hot girl and a dude. No.
Like a pair. Yeah, because I'm trying to think of like, I guess there's some stores depending on the brand and the niche out there, like their own websites where maybe they have male models and stuff. But I don't know. I think just trying to throw a person into a mock-up that's like good looking is not gonna bring you sales. Like, don't think that that's gonna work. Seems to me guys aren't even shopping, girls are shopping for the guys. Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Exactly.
I'm really surprised on Etsy when I get an order and it's got like a man's name in it. I'm like, what? Especially on Etsy. I don't know if Etsy has shared this anywhere, but I feel like it's probably a good 80-20 of like male and female shoppers, with female being the 80.
You know what? I actually, just because you said that, I want to look at my just how many
Look at your buyers.
buyers' names. You know, that just makes me interested now.
Well, the way I've seen it happen, like with my Shopify stores, when people message or email or whatever, and there are a lot of times where like, oh, I'm buying something for my daughter, my granddaughter, my cousin, my husband, you know, whatever. It's 9 times out of 10 it's the woman buying.
Let's say my last 5 sales were from all women.
So there you go. Ryan says, I've had only men buy from me on Etsy. Well, you must be in a very manly niche, Ryan. What he's selling, like razor blades? There's a legging guy on there with his face in the store. What? I don't list many shirts geared towards guys on Etsy, Aaron said. 4 orders, 100% men. Are they male niches, Ryan? I'm just curious. You don't have to share your niche, of course, but I'm just curious if that's women's under. Oh, he said women's underwear. In which case, yeah, I mean, there could be like husbands shopping for their wives, especially right now.
I just counted like just recently, like out of like the last 35 orders, all 30 of them have been from women.
See, and sometimes,
wow,
right? Like they could have a ship to name that could be different than who they are, but
that's true.
Teresa says,
but
I got
still
ordered this morning for a woman's shirt. Not the norm. Yeah, it's not the norm. Only men bought were political shirts, Bojo said. That makes sense.
So here's a really good question. Should guys as sellers, I hate to say this, but should they put not a picture of themselves, or should they put a logo? Or here's the big picture: should they put a girl on their profile pic? And should they change the name? Like, should I change my store to like Amy Nicholas? You know?
Yeah, and all of a sudden my face is like on your store. I mean, it works, I think, to have a person's face, you know, because it's like, oh, this is a person. It's not just some random logo brand. But I do think that buyers were looking for a female connection. If most of them are female, you know, it's like they trust a female more than they trust a male. I don't know. That's kind of the way I think.
That's probably true. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna borrow your face. I'm just joking. Maybe I could just come up with. I think maybe an alternative could be if you didn't want to do that, you can come up with just like a feminine like logo or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things because you want like a brand, but you want something that connects with people and it's not just like impersonal. Because that's what I mean. I was reading a book talking about ads, and there were like so many ads that are out there on social media and billboards and TV that people look at it and they have no idea what the product even is. Like, it's so confusing. And if you just slap up a logo and you think it's cute and funny or, you know, cool, if it doesn't say exactly what your brand name does, then it's not going to make any sense for people.
Yeah.
Like, you need to dumb it down, basically.
But it hasn't stopped my sales, so that's good. So
Ryan says, I use this same face as one here on Etsy. Ryan has a very, like, You could do like the you could be a spokesperson, Ryan, for was that Dollar Shave Club?
Hey, hold up one second.
Yeah. Tondalea. Class says there's some major stores that look good. They have almost 1,000 products, though. I think a guy has a chance with a large selection. It's been better for me to have a larger selection. I agree. I make more consistent sales having more. Dollar Beard Club. Yeah, sorry, Ryan. Like something with shaving. Women be shopping. You know, and the times have changed, guys. So if you can market to women who are like in a hurry, who want a good deal and want fast, and they want to just like come in your shop and buy it, but at the same time, you offer like an experience, like you have things nicely organized, you have like a cool message from your on your announcements, guys. If you aren't putting announcements up on your Etsy store, like make sure you do that, because even just editing that every so often gives you like a boost in the Etsy algorithm.
Oh wait, what's that? How do you do announcements? What is that?
There's a couple of hoops you gotta jump through on Etsy. But if you go into like your dashboard, or I guess your shop manager, let me see if I can get to it easily. I think it's under settings.
Aaron, all right, I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna list any more shirt stores, guys. Forget the guys, it's only women.
So if you go to shop manager settings and then info and appearance, shop announcements like midway down the page, and you can put stuff in there. What's cool is if I'm correct, you can put like emojis, because I got emojis on mine. So
what?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What's up, John? Can't wait till merch gives us tube tops. Tube tops. Who wears tube tops anymore? Yeah, unless you mean tank tops, in which case, yes. Seems like the old-fashioned arts and crafts in my house has too much competition. Arts and crafts in my house look. Is that like a specific niche you're going after, World Class? Aaron says, I just don't sell many, so why waste the money to list? Well, you're not going to sell any unless you list a lot. That's basically why. You have to just keep putting stuff up there. I started with just putting up my merch sellers, and then I always do like this test of 50. That's kind of my rule of like trying anything. If I put up 50 things, like 50 of one product, 50 of a certain niche, 50 of a certain style, and I don't make any headway from that, like one sale, then I can be like, okay, let's move on. But you don't have even 50 up, then like no crying allowed. John says I wear tube tops.
I was trying to look at my last, like what I've been selling, and actually I've been selling a lot of like my last 5 sales have been 2 onesies and a youth shirt and two hoodies and like a tank top. So like for a woman. So yeah, I can see women buying all those products.
Yeah, and that's another thing too, is to look into doing tank tops for having them in your store December and January into the next year, because people are starting fitness goals, and so they're wearing like workout clothes, and they're wearing a lot of tank tops and sleeveless stuff. So it'd be cool if Printful had some like dry wick stuff, because that stuff sells pretty good.
Here's a good thing you can do. Okay, here's what I did for like this one certain niche. I looked on Etsy and I typed in my niche, whatever it was, say it was whatever. And then I typed in and I looked at the shirts that were even advertised or selling. And a lot of them were these women tank tops. And I'm like, okay, so I just focused on that. So
yeah, and that's the smart thing, like finding your niche or audience, and like, okay, what product do they love the most,
Mm-hmm.
Or can you come in the market and everybody is doing like the simple t-shirt? Can you come in the market and provide something different, like a tank top? Does it make sense?
Yep. So people are already buying hoodies on I've sold more hoodies on Etsy than I have on merch recently. So
really? Yeah, I need to get some more of those up. Aaron says, I'm just talking about guy shirts. I do okay in the girl shirts. Yeah, I mean, I learned early on to stop listing my niches for men, because it was a waste like of time to focus on men on Etsy. The only time you'll sell it is pretty much like now and next month, and not in like volume per se. I would focus on women niches.
What products besides like t-shirts or like have you sold on Etsy that you're like, oh, this have you sold like backpacks, or have you tried any of that? Or
No, I did a lot of mugs, and I saw some sales on that start to pick up like August, September. Waiting to see how it goes for November and December, because I think if you do mugs, you got like 3 months out of the year really that you're gonna sell them a lot. I tried to focus on products that didn't have a lot of variance, you know, because thing with clothing, you know, your chances of having issues just open wide up when you're dealing with clothing. And then like with the shirts, I went very simple. We went from having like 8 colors, you know, to like having 3, because it was just easier to manage. I didn't have to worry that Printful was out of stock, you know, on something. And of course, like you have this one super ugly color, like lime green or something, and then that goes out of stock, and then someone buys it right then. You're like, really? Like all other colors, and they buy that one. So
exactly.
Just keep it simple, guys. Like find like what's working and like hone in, you know.
What have you guys sold? What other products when you have used Printful or Etsy have, you know, that's not a t-shirt or not a hoodie or not a you know, tank top? What other products have you guys sold the most of, you know? Please tell me so I can do the same. So I gave you mine. I gave you onesies. So
World Class says pillows can't compete with the department stores, you think? I don't know. I sold a couple pillows. I didn't really focus on it because the margins were kind of slim if you use Printful. And you can't, it's kind of hard to charge like $30, right, for a pillow. I mean, that's got to be one heck of a pillow, but I think it's a unique product for sure.
you know what? PrintTech just came out with their own version of the pop socket. So I'm gonna put some of those up on Etsy and see what the hell they do.
Oh, nice. Yeah, keep us posted.
Mm-hmm.
Holly was asking, can you talk about best promotion strategies, bids on Amazon advertising, daily spend? I mean, Holly, it's like a testing game. You know, I could say one thing, Joe could say one thing. You could watch someone else's show to say something. Like everybody could have their own different thing. I started low with $5, and I just keep things low to test.
$5, and then you can either start at, I'd say 20 cents, or then, you know, whatever.
Yeah. And give it time. Like there's a lot of people there like, let me put up some ads. Okay, where's my sales? Why didn't I make any sales? And it's like 2 days later. Guys, it takes like 5 days for a sale to even post on AMS, if it ever posts. There's a lot of sales that I never see tracked. Bojo said mugs on the Etsy stuff.
Mugs. Okay, I'll try that.
Aaron says thinking about trying hats. Actually, Aaron, for men, hats work really well. Like I know a Shopify seller, and like he was my print on demand coach. Like he does very well with hats.
Nick Eden, what's up, man?
What's up, Nick? Teresa's selling tote bags and backpacks.
Hey,
yeah, that's a good one. Did you see Zassy's comment about the pop sockets?
I see that. I haven't put any up. But are they exactly, you know, I just heard about them. I haven't even looked at them, so.
I wonder what their patent is exactly on them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like how, like if they do a couple variations to how the pop socket pulls out or folds or something, like, you know, is that doable?
Have you seen them, Zazzy? Or I don't know. I haven't even looked at them.
AAA says I created a campaign for sending a discount coupon. Yeah, for favorites. Yeah, keep all those running. Like the abandoned cart, favorites on Etsy. It barely spends anything on my account every month, but I have gotten some sales randomly here and there. Nick's taking notes.
Good. You should. I'm taking notes too.
Yeah, Teresa, on the backpacks, the ones you've sold, I'm just curious, because I think you can only do all over print on Printful, right, for those backpacks? I'm just curious if the like a simple pattern sells for you, or if it's like more complex, I guess. Guys, you guys have any more questions? Probably gonna have to jump off here pretty soon.
Yeah, our coffee chat was only supposed to go for a few minutes.
That's the first episode.
Yeah. Every Wednesday, guys, we're gonna try to do this coffee chat, me and Amy, just to talk about whatever, you know, variety. There's nobody, we're not interviewing nobody, we're just gonna chat.
Yeah.
Random chat, and you know, get into stuff that we weren't even thinking about. So yep.
Thanks, Eric. He said love this episode. Awesome.
Yeah, Zazzy, send me that to my Facebook or whatever, and message me or something. I want to read it.
Wow. Did you see AAA said I tiered up by pop sockets all the way from 10 to 1,000. So who don't do pop sockets, he or she misses the party. I agree.
Wow, that's amazing.
I knew someone was gonna come out saying that pop sockets got them, because it's so like, I don't know, it's like 10 times more product of shirts you have to have up than pop sockets to make sales, in my opinion.
What's that? Because I'm at the 6,000. You're at the 6,000 too, right?
Yeah.
What's the next level? Is it 8,000?
Supposedly, but who knows? They may come up with a 7,000. You never know.
I hope not.
I would rather go to 8, because actually at this point I could have been at 7,000. So if there was one, I probably would have been tiered. But I remember they were giving people these 1,000 boost tiers. I was like, yeah, it's okay. It's nice for a moment, and then you're like, oh, it's only 1,000.
I did 100 pop sockets per day, or per in a day.
100 pop sockets. Like sales? Is that, wait, what?
Yeah, I don't know.
Teresa said patterns of unicorns, etc. on the backpacks for.
Oh, cool.
Etsy and Printful. That's cool.
People love unicorns. They love mermaids. They love Bigfoot. They love llamas. They love the llama drama.
It's funny, going into I was in Ross yesterday and looking at the shirts they have, because they get the stuff that doesn't sell in the bigger stores, and it's kind of knocked down price. And I see these trends, and I seen one of those unicorn shirts that looks like a zombie, it's all crazy looking unicorn, skeleton, zombie, whatever. And I was like, it's finally here, but it was popular, months ago.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Brenda says I don't give away my pop sockets.
Wait, what?
Brenda can't give away pop sockets. Brenda, I think you just don't overthink it. Just do what's selling. Don't try to be super creative and super original. And I'm gonna toot my own horn for a second, because this is what I did that worked for me. I looked at what was selling. I looked at the trends. I looked at things on a broad scope, and I went kind of broad instead of going super niched. And I trained my team to research for me what was hot and selling, and then that's one of the things I offer with my research bundles is hot selling pop sockets. And people have already told me hey, I sold something from that bundle or whatever. But people try to be too creative with pop sockets, and it's just like any other thing with print on demand. Find what's selling, go where the sellers are,
Yeah, exactly. Hey guys, I think we're gonna go.
Yeah.
So
guys, designs, Joe is your man.
Yeah, check out our websites down below. Amy has tons of research stuff she's been getting into, and I have a bunch of designs and different things, graphics y'all can check out. So, but we will see you guys next Wednesday.
Take care, guys. Thanks for joining.
All right, peace out. Later.